What was that? Is that tiredness? She's tired. We've got another strawberry and asparagus bed, and then I have kind of perennial flowers in here, some rudbeckia, peonies, more of the Arctic fire dianthus. We have another cold hardy hibiscus. This one has a red flower that'll come on. More rudbeckia, more peonies that aren't blooming yet. Hopefully soon. And we're trying some limas, Henderson lima beans, that are kind of being overtaken by this wild grape coming in from the wild. We live right on a creek, so everything past the garden fence line is just crazy wildness. So then let me come back this way. Here's that lamb's quarter patch I told you about that we have gotten so much off of already. This is a still remaining thornless blackberry that was planted when we first, I believe the first year on our property, so about 6 years ago. And we just keep it here because we propagate off of it. We have little blackberry swales in another location, and each year we're able to take from this and help fill up those little swales. This is our, what we call our L trellis, because it's the shape of a backwards L. We've got dragon tongue beans that we just harvested last night, so there's not too many on them right now, but this is one of our favorite little bush beans. There's another batch of beets, bolt hardy beets in there, and then mainly this trellis is for our zucchino rampicante, one of our favorite squash for fresh eating, and then also you can leave it on the vine for a storage squash, winter storage squash. On the other side, I'm trying some new lettuce, supposed to be heat tolerant, called crisp mint, and so far so good. It is kind of starting to bolt, but I tried to put it in a shady location, so we'll see. Hopefully that'll last a little longer. Coming around this side, we come to Esther's garden. But you had the radishes down there, and those are done. Yeah. So she's going to be planting something else there, maybe. What do you think you might plant there, sweetheart?
I'm not sure.
Maybe try some more lettuces or beans or something?
Yeah, maybe my lettuces over there are doing
yeah. These are her lettuces, and they're doing fantastic. We've eaten so much off of these lettuces. Marvel of 4 seasons. It is starting to bolt now, but it's done really well here in the shade. And what about this flower, Esther?
Those are Johnny Jump Ups.
It's one of our new favorite flowers in the garden. They just bloom forever, and they're so beautiful, huh? And then she's got some burgundy glow ajuga as a ground cover in there. She's got some bee balm. Strawberries are in there. Here's our perennial flower bed. She's got some black-eyed Susans and Arctic fire dianthus and these pretty blue flowers. And she's got some coreopsis over here. And then I think your tomatoes are the best in the whole garden. She's got some tomatoes growing here that are doing fantastic.
I got bush beans here.
Oh yeah, you did the bush beans. Was it bush beans or lima beans?
I think those are 2 lima beans.
Lima beans, yeah.
And then I don't remember what this is called.
This is a vanilla cream marigold. So cute. Really like those. Then on the other side of the L trellis, we do have some Fort Hook Giant chard. It's gotten a little bug eaten, but this is the chard that I found goes through the summer. It survives the heat. It's called Fort Hook Giant. Got some pear trees back here with some perennials, mostly comfrey. Under all of our fruit trees, we do comfrey. Then we have another double trellis. This was new last year, and this year we've got our favorite pole bean, which is a purple potted pole bean that's just starting to produce. We had radishes underneath. Those are pretty much done. On this side we have, again, the same kind of lettuce, Marvel of 4 Seasons. This was from saved seed from last year. It was our first time trying to save lettuce seed. It did really well. It's still doing good. And then got random stuff behind. I just kind of plug in stuff wherever I can fit it. So some more dill, more beets, and cucumbers on the other side to come up this trellis. They've been struggling, but it looks like they might be okay now. I've had to plant 2 or 3 times over here because the the bugs just take the cucumbers out before they even have a chance. Over here we have mostly perennial herbs, garlic chives, red crimson bee balm that will take over the entire garden if you let it. It's beautiful but very invasive. We have another invasive one here. This is our chamomile. So I've already cut this back several times. And then I was somehow able to keep a little bit of room back on this side for some tomatoes. So these are black crim tomatoes, 3 of them. And the last bit of this garden, way down by our barn, is another perennial bed. It's asparagus and strawberries. And then we also have a random sunflower that popped up. And this bed unfortunately gets neglected. It's quite full of weeds because it's hard to get all the way to this end of the garden sometimes, huh? We use water catchment wherever we can for water. So this is our compost bins, and we catch water to help water this end of the garden. And I will go back toward the front of the garden, closer to the house. This is where we have 4 apple trees, and there's just various perennials planted in and around them. Lots of comfrey. That brings us back to our front annual beds. Over here, real quick, oh, here's another water catchment. These barrels, we just Kip put these spigots on so we can use water from the, this is where we have our sawdust. You can't tell because the wisteria has taken over, but there is a sawdust bin under there, and we do catch water in these 2 barrels that are tied together. This is our fig herb bed. We've got a fig here, lemon balm, some anise hyssop that's coming back all over, more of the ajuga, some more comfrey. This is one of my favorites. This was newly planted last year. It's come back. This is Rudbeckia Prairie Sun. So pretty. Got some echinacea in here as well. This is a sedum. I think it's called Autumn Joy maybe. And this is our big pile of composting horse manure. We were planning on using it in the new area of our garden over there, but it's not finished composting. So we've had to add a lot of other things in order to create these new beds over here. Just potting soil and whatever we could find.
And they have cucumbers.
Yep. She had planted some things in the greenhouse and we had nowhere to put them, huh?
Yeah.
So they were just getting spindly, and we finally decided to do this bed yesterday. It's supposed to be a raised bed, so eventually we'll do some cedar wood and make it a nice raised bed to help protect from falling down the stairs to our root cellar here. But for now, we just did a quick little bed so she could get her plants in the ground. So just for real quick perspective, this is what we call our kitchen garden because it's right off of our patio area. It's our root cellar, and this is our home. This is our outside kitchen here, which I'm really thankful for. This is a kind of a new setup for this year. Kip just got me this real stove. It was natural gas and he converted it to propane. So this is where I cook in the summertime, and then just right inside is the wintertime kitchen. So that's what we call our kitchen garden. Then if we go out of the patio and just right across the driveway, not too far at all, is our what I call our front garden. Eventually this is where our barn's gonna be, so it'll probably be called our barnyard garden. We'll see. So this was all put in last year. We've got raised beds on either side with onions. This side has various lettuces and beets. I really love this lettuce here. It's called Mirror. It's holding up really well to the heat. I also love Merlot. It's bolting a little quicker, but those leaves are fantastic. The color is just amazing. We also did some Paris Island Coast, but it is bolting. It's supposed to be pretty heat tolerant, but it's not liking the heat. These corner beds are still a work in progress. We're trying to figure out how to do figs here in Missouri. This is a fig that we planted last year. It was a baby shoot off of the one in the garden. It's a Celeste, I believe. We also have a Chicago Hardy, and we're trying a new variety this year as well. So still experimenting with figs here in Missouri. Got some Mad Hatter peppers that are struggling to survive in here. It's always hard. It seems like the peppers are going to do nothing right at first, and then they start to take off. So this bed's still a work in progress. We've been using the landscaping fabric as much as possible to combat weeds. This is Orange Glow watermelon that we've got over on this side. And right here is a Sugar Baby Bush watermelon. Go back over to this raised bed. We've got some volunteer sunflowers because we had sunflowers in here last year. Then we have regular potatoes, onion sets, and mostly sweet potatoes. We also did radishes early on in this bed. Have another fig corner over here. Same thing, we've got some peppers in there, and we're trying short stuffed sunflowers along the fence line there. Here's something new we tried. These are fava beans, and they're pretty much done. We're just waiting for the pods to dry out. They like the cold, not the heat. Down here is my new favorite nasturtium, Tip Top Apricot. I just think that color is so pretty. I really finally found a nasturtium I'm going to stick with. I like this one. So that was that side of the double trellis. Over here we have Chinese red noodle beans. They're going to go up one side, and I don't usually like to mix things on the trellis, but we do have cucumbers on this side. Sometimes it gets a little crazy trying to harvest when you have two different varieties going up the same trellis. So we'll see how that works this year. This is a Marketmore cucumber. Then back here is Joshua's got a little area where he's got Allure sweet corn and Cherokee black dry beans. Those are going to be a dry bean. He's trying a new honey melon. It's kind of tucked in and around. It's been hard to keep this area weeded, so hopefully it'll still be productive. More volunteer sunflowers. Hi chickens. Hello. How you doing? Hi girls. There's our milk cow waiting to be milked. Hello. And our big Rowan bull man. Super gentle mini Jersey bull. Hi boy. This is a butternut Waltham, or however you say that, butternut squash. This is a totally new bed this year. I'm just put paper down to try and combat the weeds a little bit. Okay, I'm almost done. I wanted to try and make this a fairly short video because for some reason our internet hasn't been working very well. We already don't have good internet, and it was really hard to upload videos, but for some reason it's gotten even worse, and we haven't been able to upload videos, so I'm trying to keep them short so there's a better chance of this uploading. This is a new bed we just put in for asparagus. So I've got a few little baby asparagus plants coming in there. And the very last thing is hope for the future. This is hopefully going to be the spot where our main crops are going to go. This is the kids' slip and slide. We're using it to smother weeds. And then just yesterday we had an unexpected blessing of all this topsoil that came from a friend who brought it from our neighbor. Just really nice soil, and underneath is a huge pile of hay and manure from winter feeding the cows that the boys have been collecting little by little every single day for about 2 months now. This is hard to tell, but it's a huge mound. So this is what we're going to use probably next year. Maybe we'll get to it in the fall, I don't know, but that's what we're going to use for our main crop garden, where we're going to grow things that we need larger quantities of for storage. So potatoes, it's starting to rain. Potatoes, beets, carrots, onions, maybe some winter squash. Yeah, I think I finished this video just in the nick of time. Can you all hear the rain coming? It comes on very hard and very fast here in Missouri. Hurry, hurry, Jay, it's coming. Came running in from the rain, huh? This rain is actually fantastic. It's been pretty dry the last few weeks here, and it literally takes the children and I about 2 hours to hand water everything in the garden spaces. So this is like awesome. It's gonna save us 2 hours today. Until next time, we pray blessings over you and yours.
And whatever you do,
Do it with your whole heart.